What's everybody? We're back again. Coach Potatoes, episode 36.
Restart.
No restart. One cut. This is one take every time. No,
it's not because you edited.
No redos. No redos. Just edit.
Okay.
Unedited. Raw. No raw. That was hysterical. I punched that. That was as good as the finger banging thing or whatever. All right, episode 36, Couch Potatoes. TJ, Ben.
Potatoes now.
Got him! God damn it. Coach Potatoes.
Take 1 week off. You're shit.
I had no weeks off because you forgot to post last week's video. So
I forget. I couldn't. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
What did you sound like? Just a.
It was like every 5 seconds. It was like.
all right. Coach Potatoes, TJ, Ben, Bilf. We didn't post last week because TJ's phone fucks with the mic. It's 100% his phone because he used it last week, and Bill and I use ours every time. That's a fact. So
That's true.
this week we're gonna go through the NBA lottery that happened yesterday.
Yesterday.
NBA playoffs. We're now in the conference finals
Yep.
in both leagues. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals is going on as we record this. But first, we're going to lead off with Bill's favorite topic to talk about, which is the UFC's move to ESPN, ESPN Plus, if so facto, and the shitstorm that it has been so far. So without further ado, we're going to move over to Bilfy's corner and just let him vent.
All right. First off, before I start, please
Sure,
understand, I don't want the UFC to fail. What I want is for them to realize this move was fucking stupid. And it will be stupid for the next 5 years. You're stupid.
5 years.
Is that how long the deal was for? 5 years?
Honestly, it might have been longer, to be honest.
Was that years?
I think 5. Granted, like you mentioned, they got like some billion out of it, so...
I think it was 1.9 billion.
Okay, but I think it was 5 years. Actually, I want to say that they extended it before the first pay-per-view even came out. They were just so jazzed to do it. But anyway, UFC 237 was this past weekend. But before that, finally got the numbers for the very first pay-per-view on ESPN Plus, UFC 236, Holloway vs. Poirier 2. They were under 100,000 buys. Now, seems...
Title fights.
Yeah, but that was the name of the card.
Right.
Yeah, there were 2 interim title fights.
That was
Yeah.
a 2 title fight card. Less than 100
Yes.
buys.
Oh, yes. That's a good thing to mention. 2 title fight card. And even though they were interim, very good fighters. Poirier, Holloway, Adesanya, Gastelum. And, I mean, well, people who didn't buy it would know later that they were Fight of the Year contenders.
Yeah, they were absolute brawls.
But they were good. They were good. They were good fights, even before they had happened. First pay-per-view, ESPN Plus, under 100,000 buys. Now, sounds like a lot. So to put it into perspective, that is almost 50% less than that garbage card headlined by Adesanya and Silva, where the main event dropped out. Main event dropped out for plenty of time to not buy it. Shocker, they didn't. But this card, UFC 236, did almost half less. The other one got 175,000. This one got 100,000. I'm rounding. I like rounding. All right. Garbage. Absolute garbage. There were articles saying it was the lowest in the last 15 years. Booty butt shit. But there's good news. Because I think it happened for 2 reasons. 2 reasons that they can fix. Number 1, the perceived paywall. Now, Ben went over this. He talked to me at length about it. The price of the pay-per-view, relatively the same. Pay $5 a month for ESPN Plus, $60 for the pay-per-view buy. But, as we saw with a lot of comments...
HD comes out to the same price.
HD
because pay-per-view was $65.
Okay, there you go. That's how it is. Okay. But, as we know, not a lot of people are going to sit down and think it through. I certainly didn't. He had to tell me, because I was still pissed. Now I'm kind of vindicated.
Well, I think to your point, not to interject, but it was the same price, it's just more effort.
You have to take multiple steps.
You have to essentially pay twice for the same amount versus just paying a flat $65 that you could do from your remote.
Yeah, and that's why I said perceived paywall, because as you just explained, same price. Americans
don't have problems spending their money. We have a problem not being lazy.
True.
That is why the half pounder at McDonald's had to be named the double quarter pounder because y'all stupid. So now
Is that true?
it is true.
It's very
Because
strange.
people thought 1/2 was less than 1/4.
Jeez.
That is true. Yeah,
Those people now work, well, I wouldn't say they now work at McDonald's, but
they probably got fired.
they got fired because they wanted $15 an hour. They're like, okay, we'll replace you with this kiosk.
Yeah, that way you can tell fucking fractions.
Oh, that's great. Now, while the price is still technically the same, I think they can get over that hurdle by maybe adding in one more free pay-per-view a year. I don't see them completely discounting a fight. I don't see them really doing anything to overcome that hurdle. The hurdle's there. They can't incentivize anybody. I mean, when I did it, it was like the first month for free for ESPN Plus. But I already used that for a free ESPN Plus fight that I wanted to see. So that deal went out the window.
Oh, real quick.
Wait.
What you're getting at, let's explain. So ESPN has a deal, and I don't remember the exact price, but I think it's $80.
For the annual.
$80 annually, and you get one pay-per-view UFC fight for free. So you could pick one. So there's basically 12 a year. So if you were to buy one anyways, you basically get ESPN Plus for a difference of $15 because you spend $65 on the pay-per-view, you get ESPN Plus for 80. So that's what Bill's saying. I think is what they're saying is if people use their free one on this first one, they should get another free one.
Yes, they should get
to use in a
another
future
incentive.
one.
Yeah, and even if they don't do that,
That's it. Okay.
anything that costs less money, whether you do a discount on like additional one, then you do something just to get people to just forget about that double effort, forget about the perceived paywall. And if for all of you yelling, well, it's so simple, numbers don't lie. This first pay-per-view was garbage. Viewership wise, not obviously content wise. The second problem is obviously the big one. Why obviously I was pissed off. You couldn't fucking buy it on the app.
Which has since been fixed.
Yes.
They-
For my understanding.
they
I didn't
add
try to buy it this time.
They did add the functionality into the app.
But that definitely attributed to the first one, UFC236. Now that is just dumb. I thought about this more. They're owned by Disney. Disney owns like half the fucking world. And you can't get your ESPN Plus app to show a pay-per-view?
I do agree with you there.
They're too busy working on Disney Plus.
That is true. They do have their own streaming service coming out.
Holy
They're like,
shit.
yeah, we're
if
going to
they-
have this shit ready to go whenever you want.
Side note, if they incorporate ESPN shows into Disney Plus, getting that for show. I don't know why
they
they
do
would.
that when they're going to get you to pay $6 a month or $5 a month to get that one, and you're going to pay
Okay.
$12 to pay
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
That's true. Fuck
They're already going to get you to get Disney Plus because they're going to put all the Marvel stuff on there and say, fuck you to Netflix.
Nah. Fuck with Disney. Take my money. All right.
I think they're going to have like their whole collection on there, like all the movies.
All the movies, and they're having like shows, like spin-off
Yeah.
shows.
They're adding some, yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically for Disney Plus.
I can already tell you right now, Disney, you're going to have my credit card information pretty soon.
If y'all showing Look at the Irish, I'm getting it too.
All the old TV Disney Channel movies, if those are on there, though, just I'm buying it now.
Yes.
Where can I go?
Yes. All right. Getting sidetracked here. Yes. Disney owns ESPN. If you guys didn't know that, and half the country and the world, they couldn't get the stupid thing to work. So obviously, the way you fix that is you fix it, which they did. So I don't know how else. First off, I don't know why you were stupid enough to do that in the first place. Were you not expecting any downfall? You thought people would just be like, "Oh wow, I tried on the app. Well, fuck the app. I'll just go on the website because fuck apps." You know, it failed. Whatever your
Appetizers are delicious. You shut your mouth.
gotta hate you. Whatever strategy you guys are going for, you failed. Obviously, in this first pay-per-view. But like I said, you can fix them both. One is fixed. The other one, we will see more on UFC 237. Unfortunately, and I feel kind of bad for saying this, UFC 237 was headlined by a women's title fight. Them and the lower weights
Generally not huge.
Do not
pay-per-view
generally
buys.
draw. Yes, exactly. They do
Very
not
true.
draw huge viewership. So I would still think that this is not a.
Especially since Rousey has stopped.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because Rousey did bring in big buys. But that was just because she was so dominant.
And she, I mean, she was a superstar. She again, I talked about how much UFC are hurting for those, but so even this one, the first one you had the mess up with the app. This one, headlined by women's fight. Again, I feel bad saying that, but that's what the numbers say. So even these first two, I don't think you're gonna have hot showings.
Yeah, they're not
From
the
ESPN
most
Plus.
ideal cards,
Yeah.
for sure.
But like I mentioned to you two, like let's say for example this one gets around the same as UFC 236. That's not a problem now. Get your issues out now. Although I hate that they're doing it now and they didn't do it in the first place, because I won't buy a single one off ESPN Plus until a marquee fight, like my next point, John Jones fight. If all this shit happens during the John Jones fight, and I'm talking anything have to do with the app gets fucked up, you're done. If these numbers happen on a marquee John Jones fight, one of two superstars that you have, UFC's done. They're dead in the water. They still got two bills from Disney, but in terms of people pay-per-view buys, tank down the drain. If you can't get it right for your most prized fighter, I'm gonna say their most prized fighter because I don't know what the fuck McGregor's doing. Their most prized fighter,
not fighting.
Yeah,
fair point.
That's all I need to say.
Fair point. I don't know where the UFC goes from there if you can't get it right, and right now you're not getting it right. That's all I have to say.
I also think they did, still on Bill's point, ESPN has not really done a great job yet of letting people know that ESPN Plus can technically be cheaper than $5 a month. Because I think you can get a year of ESPN Plus for $50.
Is it 50?
I think it's 50. It's 80 if you want the free pay-per-view or whatever.
Okay. Just ESPN Plus with no necessarily freebies attached to it.
Correct. I think it's 50.
$50.
So you get 2 months for free or something. So they've done a horrible job because they try to say it's only $5 a month because $5 is cheaper than 50. But that also, I feel like people think that they have to go on, and I'm sure you can do recurring payments, but people that don't set up like that are probably like, well, I have to go on there and spend $5 a month every time to make sure I have this.
Right.
Whereas like you could just buy a year and not have to worry about it. It does take a little bit more to set up the first time around. But once you get it set up, if you buy a year, then it's just buying pay-per-views as normal going forward.
I bet those same people bitching about that are people that have fucking Amazon Prime billing annually instead of monthly.
Probably.
That's not good.
I agree with both. I mean, I think I don't think it would be as bad if they didn't make this deal exclusive. If it was like they did with the Fox ones, where it's like some fights are going to be free on Fox, but we still have the pay-per-view ones. If they did the same type of thing with this one, even if they're not necessarily free, but just some of the events are going to be held on ESPN Plus, you can get away with some of these weird slip-ups, not having the app being able to purchase it directly from there and shit like that. But the fact that it's just purely exclusive, or this is the only place you can get this content, I think you got to have the steps in place. And I don't really feel like there's an excuse being a just multi-billion-dollar corporation that's headlining this thing. You're telling me you don't have one app developer in your team that can be like, yes, I need to create a little buy button in this app that I can purchase these events on.
Which, to be fair, like you said, it does work. It did work for this one, and I did look. Because I didn't try to buy it, but I went to see if it was there. That little buy icon was indeed there. I could have done that.
So a couple things off of TJ's. One, yes, they have the money and the willpower to do it. Why it didn't happen, I don't know. It's the same reason why when EA Sports makes Madden every year and they know they're going to fucking make it, it's going to come out in August, the servers crash the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
You just literally just worked on the servers now for Madden 2035 because we know it's coming, and 2034 in August.
Yep.
So get working on the servers. The other thing is, I think, while I understand that maybe if they didn't make it exclusive, I don't think there's any way ESPN makes a deal with them that's not exclusive. ESPN is such a powerhouse now that the deal, it very well might have been UFC might have gone, hey, we want to deal with you. We want to give you our free fights, and we'll put those on ESPN Plus. And they're like, we want John Jones fights. We could give a shit about these other fights. Like, we don't want you to make the pay-per-view on John Jones and then give us these dumb fights. Like, we paid you $2 billion to have John Jones fight, which makes me think it's almost better that it was exclusive, because if it wouldn't have been, and these two not as good pay-per-views would have been pay-per-views, and the first one on ESPN Plus would have been John Jones, then we'd be having a whole different story.
They did that shit with the first one was John Jones, I would have murdered somebody.
There'd be fucking rioters outside.
To be fair, I totally think that the UFC thought they were putting up a very worthy first pay-per-view card in UFC 236. That, like we just said, 2 title fights. They, aside from putting up Bones Jones or McGregor on it, they went all out for it, and they failed. Yeah. That was a big failure.
That's fair, but as we've talked about before, there's a big difference between what the UFC perceives as a good card and what the general fan perceives as a good card.
True.
Fair.
And that
is fair.
Unfortunately, the UFC is the sport that has the biggest differential in that. Patriots playing the Saints, the casual fan knows that's a good game in the NFL. The NFL doesn't have to market that.
Right.
We know what we're going to watch. But, with the exception of John Jones and McGregor, the common fan might know probably under 5 other fighters. One being Anderson Silva, who's not Anderson Silva anymore.
Fair.
Got injured this past weekend. But...
So,
yeah.
We'll see how it goes. I'm still holding true. I think from a business standpoint, I still think it made sense for ESPN. We were just talking about it, but I'm pretty sure they sold for $4 billion when they sold to the China company.
Yeah, they did sell for $4 billion.
And I think ESPN gave them $1.9 billion for the exclusive. So they basically, whoever bought the UFC just got half of their money back just for signing with Disney.
Yep.
But they got to figure it out because you didn't want to get half your money back just to have the UFC tank in a year.
Well, exactly. You don't want to spend half the money that you got fixing all the bullshit.
And there's no way Disney's backing out and letting you keep your 1.9.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're either going to tank it and then you're going to piss people off and lose ESPN, and then that's going to screw you forever.
Yeah. Like, don't let the mouse fool you. We'll cut your fucking throat.
Wow.
Oh, one last thing. Back to your server point about the men. So everybody out there, you're not going to listen to me. That's fine. Or no, you're not. For the John Jones fight, I highly recommend
if you
do
subscribe,
not
Bilf will buy you the pay-per-view. Is that what you're going to say?
No, nope, not at all.
Oh.
Not at all. Subscribe to ESPN Plus and you can buy it for yourself.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Fair point. Do not buy it. Because I don't care if the app's working now. I don't care if their servers are all oiled up and firing on all cylinders. The real stress test is going to be that first John Jones fight when everyone and their mother tries to buy it. And if it fucks up there, you fucked. Go to Hooters. And
Hooters.
I think what you're trying to say. Are you trying to
food.
say don't wait till the last minute to buy it?
No, you're saying don't test your luck because this is going to be the first one.
You're saying don't buy it. Don't buy it.
This is going to be the first.
You're saying don't buy it at home. Go somewhere.
Go
to
somewhere to watch it.
Gotcha.
This is going to be the real first stress test because they couldn't do it for the first one because it didn't fucking work. This last one, it was not a stress test. Again, sorry, Namajunas and Andrade. It's not going to be another stress test. The first real test of the app and that service, the streaming, it's going to be the Jones fight. Go to Hooters. And I did see places like Tito Will does have it. So it is available in the smaller, not the huge chains like your Hooters, your Buffalo. Obviously they have it, but it does seem like all the bars get it. I highly recommend you do that. I'm not saying don't watch it because everyone likes to watch John Jones win and then fail a drug test.
And they still keep fighting.
Yeah, because they can't lose the money.
Keep fighting. But if I see one of you, the dumb one that try to buy it, you dumb. That's your fault. I don't know why why you trust it. Awful start and ruin a real test.
Too loud.
Trust.
I tried to sing another one. Snorts the dust. That's not another one by
Snorts the dust. Well, I always mumble, so there you go. I probably mumbled that.
To be fair, in this one, you've been quite clear.
While Bill's handing out tips to you guys, I'm handing out tips to ESPN. Be ready for Americans to be lazy pieces of shit as usual and wait until 6 minutes before the fight starts to buy it. So you'll probably get...
That's the show going to happen.
You'll probably get 23 buys before leading up to an hour before, and then you're going to get hundreds of thousands of buys in the last 20 minutes. So you better be ready because if you think people are thinking ahead, just pretend they're him because he is the worst at thinking ahead.
It's true.
This is true.
To be fair, though, like the UFC fight I mentioned that was headlined by Adesanya and Silva, people were very vocal about they had bought the pay-per-view prior when it was Gastelum and Whitaker, and then they bought it prior, they dropped out of the card, and they couldn't get a refund.
Yeah.
So there is a reason people do that.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do one. Yeah, they're stupid and lazy, but
that's the primary.
To be fair, I do that too. I don't buy it till it's starting. There's also
just in case something happens and you're not going to be able to watch it, or I get it, but they need to be ready because 95% of the purchases are coming in the final hour.
At the same point, if everybody takes your advice, then we'll never get a real stress test. So there won't be enough.
Everyone's gonna buy in the final second, not the hour.
The only people that buy in advance are like Buffalo Wild Wings because they probably get a discounted corporate rate because they buy 8 million copies.
Oh, they better, yeah. They're just putting up It's thousands of shows.
Yeah, I watch the free ones. I haven't had no issues with those. For the pay-per-views, wait for them to fix their shit. And for ESPN going, no, buy them. You brought it on themselves. You assholes.
What date is John Jones?
June something. It's coming quick.
June 6th?
Okay.
Is that something?
That sounds right.
I think so.
Yeah. Because there was like almost a month and a half between fights or something.
Yeah.
Just about.
Because the other one was like so early in May.
That's going to be the true testament to
Yes,
see if
it
he can
will.
handle it.
And
You don't have a Connor or anybody like that, so Johnny Bones is going to be the one that puts it to the test.
I'm gonna